Adebayo. We off the record.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes. You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. Anthony Adebayo. And the most accurate sports coverage. Scotty B's Fantasy 5. We off the record.
We're different from any other sports.
His sophomore year. Comes back and says, you know what?
And your boy, Scotty B. We off the record. We off the record.
Dum, 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 dum. Oh, what up?
What's up, man? What's good, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. This is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Boy, Scotty B.
All right, so how was your week before we even get into all because we got a lot to talk about today. So how was your week, man?
You know what? This has been a long week. You know, I feel like the older we get, like the weeks just seem like they just fly by. Like you'll wake up and be like Saturday, you'd be like, dang, yo, the years are just going by. But for whatever reason, this week has been dragging. I don't know if it started with Sunday having a late night messing with the battlegrounds, and then just the week has just been moving super slow. So I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's same here. So I'll say this: it has been a long week. But in the weekend just like flies by. But nonetheless, we got a special show today. Of course, we got to talk some NFL stuff. We got to talk, NBA. The playoffs are teams are starting to, I guess, get in the playoff form. But I guess the biggest thing we talk about today is that my daughter Janiya will be making her selection where she's going to go to school for the next 4 to 6, however many years she's going to be in school.
Hopefully not 6. Undergraduate after 6. No.
Oh no! She definitely won't. Listen. If she'll be she may be an undergrad for just 3. Who knows? So but
that were in undergrad for 6 years, man. Shout them out, man.
Nah,
that's a good time. That's a good time, man. That is 6 years that
we do know quite a few people that were like professional students.
Hey, there's nothing better than being a super duper senior.
Actually, there actually are a bunch of better things than being a super duper. There are a ton. I can name a ton of things that is better than being a super duper senior. So you know what? Let's do something different. We don't normally do this. Let's do the winner of the week, like now.
Okay. So all right. So look, I have been struggling. Oh, okay. Go ahead. You gonna give me?
I got you.
No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner. No, you're a winner.
All
right. So I've been torn with this, right? So my winner of the week this week is going to be Brittany Griner.
Whoa!
Yeah. So the more I get into this story, the more I don't feel like maybe she should be the winner of the week. So I just more or less wanted to talk about, in case you didn't know, Brittany Griner, they've got her on some drug smuggling charges. And, when you look at the headlines, you're like, man, what was she thinking, man? She was trying to smuggle all these drugs. And then you like really dissect what the case is. And it's like, man, they're holding this girl over some like hash oil. And then you just start reading more into it. And you just kind of like, it was pretty jacked up what's going on over there. So again, like when I initially saw it, I was like, oh yeah, she was tripping. But then as I started doing more research into it, I was like, nah, we got to switch this up, man. I don't really necessarily agree with her. So let's talk about that, man. What were your thoughts on that?
So that you actually threw me for a loop because I didn't think that you was going Brittany Griner, but that is pretty crazy. And I well, first of all, this is like I understand she was playing ball, but this is kind of like the weirdest time to like be in Russia. Like, I mean, it was one of those things. Like, why didn't she leave once everything started going down? And I guess she figured she was actually in Russia and not Ukraine, so she felt she was good, but.
So let me stop you there. Let me throw you a loop. This story happened like a month ago. We're just now finding out. No. The more you read about this story, you're like, because you're right. I thought all those things like, okay, you was chilling in Russia and you're trying to smoke drugs out of Russia. Like,
they made it seem like she was Scarface, yo.
Right.
They definitely made it seem like she was Scarface, and that wasn't the case, So I think that she'll be fine. I think that I feel like she's gonna get off, but the problem is they're gonna use her as almost like collateral, and which is unfortunate because now I'm not gonna say that her life is ruined, but she definitely has a speed bump right now, and so yeah, man, that was a bit strange.
So apparently the team that she plays for is really good. The owners are like, if you look them up, the owners are like have billions on top of billions of dollars. So they have enough pull to get her released in Russia, and they're saying that might be her best path is to at least just try to plead to them to try to get out that way, opposed to really just waiting on the U.S. because, like you said, Russia and U.S. relations aren't really the best right now. But
so let's get in. We have to get into NFL. And we got to talk Calvin Ridley, which is who I thought she was going to give Winner of the Week to. So we got to talk about this because
I probably should have. He probably should. Actually, let me retract that. Let's get Calvin Ridley the Winner of the Week. See, you caught me so off guard.
My bad.
Doing it this at the beginning of the show, but you're right. It's got to be Calvin Ridley. But go ahead.
Right. Okay. So if you don't know, Calvin Ridley got suspended for a year. He got suspended for a year for gambling, betting on NFL games while he was out. I guess he was out in November. It happened in November, and and so ultimately the NFL suspended him for a year. The NFL has rules for if you're on an active roster, you cannot gamble. Every player knows that you can't gamble or you can't bet on football while you're an active player. So after the news breaks, he goes to Twitter, which some of these athletes like they just dig themselves a grave. Like, it's like, dude, what are you doing? So he goes on there and says, I only bet $1,500. I don't have a gambling problem. Which actually is true. First of all, $1,500 right now is like gas money. It's gas money. So I'll say this. I think he should have done better. He should have done better as far as like if you're going to gamble and you're going to bet, you're going to go in. And he was in Florida and he used his real name. That was the part where I think that he deserves the stupidity. Like he used his real name. They don't even use their real names when they check in the hotels. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that he did that and it was $1,500 when you're gonna make $11 million next year is the other dumb thing. Where I think it's a bit extreme is the suspension. I don't think that he should be suspended for a full year.
So that's what I wanted to talk to you about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So gambling as an athlete is probably the most egregious black eye that you can get in sports.
Right.
You look at what happened with Pete Rose, and you look at he turned the Hall of Fame career into every year he's still trying to get into the Hall of Fame because he bet on himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my question to you is, has times changed, right? You know what I mean? 'Cause
Absolutely.
back in the day, you would
Absolutely.
say like, "Oh man, it's the worst thing that you could ever do is gamble on a sport that you're playing or bet on your team." But you look at like everything, they've made it legal in most states. Most people can gamble from their phone. Heck, I gamble from my phone. You gamble from your phone. Everybody's doing it.
I gamble in the casino too, but that's another subject for another day.
But and we saw the direction. I mean, 10 years ago, I was like, holy crap, we got this many Indian reservations around us. I mean, people was figuring out how to gamble. So you look at the times and you say, is a year-long suspension a little harsh? Absolutely. People are doing worse things than, I mean, it appears like you could kill somebody in the NFL and get back on the field faster.
And that is where we are, because I understand. And so here's the other thing. Before I get into what you just said, the NFL, DraftKings, if I'm not mistaken, is a sponsor of, and I think FanDuel as well are sponsors of the NFL. And I get it, I get it. It's the integrity, but you got people that get, let's just say, someone sexually assaulted a woman. They get six games, which is ultimately a month and a half. He bet on his own team, the team that he played for, to win, and he's getting a year. That joint don't even up. It don't even up.
Right. And I mean, to further your point, he wasn't playing, right? So, correct. And he wasn't using like any of his like special, like just insider information or anything like that. So then it goes into like, you got like a lot of NFL players that play fantasy football. You know what I mean? You got to tell me like they're not gambling, or so that means you can't play daily fantasy or something like that to where it's money.
I'm gonna tell you this: we play fantasy football, and we don't play it for free.
No,
ain't no way in the world you're gonna tell me that these guys play in this league and they're playing fantasy football and they're just doing it for fun, no.
They're betting on the games in the locker room, or betting on what the next play will be, or whatever the case may be. People are doing it,
right?
So yeah, we do have to adjust like our expectations as society. He still is the winner for doing it, but a year suspension that was a bit much.
So my thing is this. They're definitely trying to make an example out of him. I agree there. Imagine, I say this, if it was like, let's say Brady, Rodgers, Breeze, they're probably getting suspended 3-4 games. So I tell you what, Brady would have took it to court. He would have fought it. I don't know if I personally think that he should appeal, because a year is excessive. To miss the whole season off of a $1,500 bet. Now, again, he shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have done it. They have all these rules in place. He shouldn't have done it. But the excessiveness of the penalty is just, that it's the integrity of the game and all of those things. I don't want to play the race card, but
let me ask you a question. Okay, play the race card, because I'm about to bring up a situation that a lot of people that you may remember. Do you remember when Wayne Gretzky was coaching in the NHL and his wife was betting on games?
Right.
And he was trying to say that he didn't know that his wife was betting on the games. Right? No, but I'm dead serious.
But I remember that
excuse that his wife was betting on the games behind his back, and he didn't know that they were betting on the games, and he ended up getting off. And the media portrayed it as not Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky wouldn't do anything like that, and he very well may not have done it.
Right.
But the narrative was completely different, and his wife was making big money, and definitely he was claiming like he wasn't discussing details of what was going on with his wife, but yeah, sure. You know what I mean? And that got swept under the rug. A matter of fact, it didn't even come up when this whole situation came up to where, okay, you got easily the greatest hockey player of all time, wife gambling on the sport, and like nobody ever even talks about it no more.
Yeah. So that story is twofold, because one is hockey, right? And like right at this moment right now, football is king, and it's just a more popular sport. So that regardless is somebody has to be held accountable, because ultimately that's his wife, and he may not talk to her about what goes on with other teams or in the sport, but something's being said, you know, and she should know that you can't bet. And for him to say that he didn't know, man, please. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But
so the other thing too, right? So it's two things, right? So the NFL praised this guy for coming forward and being honest and upfront and helping them with his investigation and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Would it have been smarter for him to take somebody in his circle and be like, "Yo, I need you to eat this," and say you were using my phone?
Not go ahead, my bad.
Nah, but I mean to say, hey, you
get his man to take the blame,
take accountability, because like you said, I mean, for $1,500, he's gonna ultimately lose $11 million.
Right.
You get one of your homeboys like, yo, I kick you 100,000. You know what I mean? Just to say it was you on my phone or something like that. Could they have proven that?
I mean, it still looks fishy though. I mean, if it's his phone. So here's the problem. In Florida, there's only like one or two like sites where you can bet, because you can't use like DraftKings, FanDuel, but all of those sports books, you can't use those in Florida, at least not yet. So you got to go online, and you got to go through this whole process. And it just so happens that site is the only one in Florida. And you know, the NFL has whatever the investigators that they use for that site. So the problem is he should have just went to a different state if he was going to bet, so you could kind of like clean it up, or like you said, get one of his guys to do it. And he could have just got one of his guys to do that, you know. And it's just so the smart thing that he should do, and that his agent should tell him to do, is appeal. Especially since it's this time of the year. It's not like it's August and they press for, you know what I'm saying? So right now, if he appeals, I do think possibly if enough media, you know, plays into it, like, hey man, that's excessive. Everybody's saying that's excessive. They point out the hypocrisy of how you have guys that have DUIs and sexual assaults and things get less time for that. I think that he gets the I think he gets off. Not gets off, I'm sorry, but he gets less time. And I mean, the worst if he gets suspended for 8 games or even 10 games, even if he gets 10 games, you still are able to collect a check. You still are able to participate in the preseason and in the off season, and you still won't you still get some of your money, you know. So the other thing, NBA, and we'll talk NBA Janiya is actually getting herself ready now, and then we'll get her on here. So Ben Simmons hasn't played yet, and they're going to Philly. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Brooklyn is going to Philly, I believe, tonight. Yeah, I think Brooklyn's going to Philly tonight. I got 2 questions for you. How should he be received by the fans? And what in the hell is going on with Ben Simmons?
I think he should be booed. And from what I'm hearing, he's not in shape.
He's not in shape.
Yeah, so here's the thing about Ben Simmons, right? Ben Simmons crossed a little adversity, and nobody told him not to shoot the basketball. I mean, that all was on him,
right?
And yeah, he didn't want to play for the town, but the criticism that he was taking was warranted.
Right.
He did all those things, and I wouldn't call him a superstar. Well, yeah, I think you can call Ben. You can call Ben a superstar.
Absolutely.
So superstars get critiqued like that, and I mean, the minute that he hit that adversity, the only thing he did was he said he wanted out, and
right.
On top of not wanting out, he refused to play for him. like he literally said, "You know what? I'm not playing for you ever again," and he forced his way out of town. No, I don't think that they should. He hasn't done anything for Philly, really. Not to be regarded as like, oh, he should get a standing ovation. He threw his middle finger up at Philly on his way out. Yeah, he should absolutely get booed.
So yeah. I think that he's definitely gonna get booed. I don't even know when he's gonna get booed though. It's like he's not playing, so he'll be on a bench. So when do you think he's gonna say "F you, Ben"? F you, Ben? Or what they're gonna do? So it's gonna have to be something like that, because it's not like they're gonna boo him every time he touches the ball because he's not playing. And I will have to. I want to see what the remaining schedule is, because if they play Brooklyn again, and which I don't know if they do, but if they don't play Brooklyn again, and then all of a sudden he pops up and he's there on next week, he suits up next week, it's like, come on, man. Were you really just holding out so you wouldn't have to play against Philly? I wouldn't be surprised.
Really that mental? Do you think it's really that much of a mental block that he has?
Did you see him against Atlanta last year?
Yeah, it was bad.
I said it before and I say it again. He needs a sports psychologist, because something is off. Not necessarily for him. I'm not saying like he's like a psycho, but mentally, something's off.
Yeah, it is a weird situation that he's not playing. All right, so I gotta ask.
Okay.
NFL and all these trades and everything. All right, let's start with your boy Aaron Rodgers. 153 guaranteed, $100 million contract. Did he deserve it, or?
I mean, well, here's the thing. In the last 3 years, he's won 39 games in the regular season, right? He's thrown over 80 touchdowns, less than 10 touchdowns. I think that he deserved it.
So here's my deal with it, right? It's not a question of whether he deserved it or not. It's what does it do to the rest of the team? You know,
I mean, so here's the thing. I mean, it's 100. I wouldn't be surprised if they backloaded it. We haven't seen the details of the contract, but I wouldn't be surprised if they backloaded it. And so they franchised what's his name,
Adams.
They're gonna do a couple other things. They do need to, shore up shore up that O-line and figure out what they're gonna do about the D-line. But they had to. I mean, because they didn't have a backup. So yeah, do you think he deserved it?
Yeah, but I'm concerned that they're not going to be able to sign some of the important pieces that they need. At some point, I mean, like you said, they franchise tag Devontae Adams. What's his name? Preston Williams. Like they've got to get him. They've got a nice safety that they need to figure out how to pay. I mean, it's a lot of people that need to be paid. So I question Aaron Rodgers' motivation. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when you take that much money this far into your career, is it more important for you to win, or is it more important for you to be the highest paid?
True.
And that's why I've got questions about with him is, okay, you're toward the end of your career. You claim that you want to be in a winning situation. You have the position of really ultimately maybe taking the pay cut to bring in like the pieces that you feel that you need, but instead take $50 million a year. I mean, you got the bag, but it's kind of selfish a little bit. You know what I mean?
Get your money, man. I mean,
yeah, take your money, but at the end of the day, like, don't sit here and act like winning is the most important thing, or they don't surround. So here's my problem with Aaron Rodgers. He talks out the side of his ass every time. Like he never wants to be like the bad guy or own anything. You know what I mean? There's 1 minute I'm not surrounded by enough talent. I want to be the highest paid, but I really didn't ask to be the highest paid. They just ended up making me the highest paid. I want to be here, but then I don't want to be here. Like it's never a straight answer with him. And we saw it with the vaccination stuff. You can't get a straight answer. I guess that's what frustrates me about him. So
I get it. All right. So I know everybody's been waiting, and it's about that time. It's about that time. All right. Let's go. Let's see who we got here. So she got her camera off. For obvious reasons, I guess. I don't know. Janiya, how you doing?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, hi.
Hey, when we gonna play Monopoly again?
So you can cheat?
I'm not a cheater. I'm just a winner.
All right. So let's do this. Janiya, you there?
Yes.
So go ahead and tell everybody what the top 5 schools that are on your list.
The top 5 schools?
Yeah, your top 5. So before you do that, I'm gonna brag a little bit. So Janiya got accepted into over 20 schools. So she's cut it down to 5. So all right, go ahead, tell everybody what the top 5.
I got a question.
What's up?
Who paid for all those application fees for 20 schools?
First of all, we ain't let's not do that. All right, we don't have to talk about that. We just
pops over there, man.
No. All right, man. Look, go ahead, Janiya. What's your top 5 schools?
All right, so Norfolk State, Winston-Salem, ODU, North Carolina, Central, and
don't play with me. Don't play.
Virginia State potentially.
I know. So here's the thing. I'm just gonna act like I ain't even gonna say nothing. We'll talk about that later. So,
Huh?
I
I said I know where I would go.
All right, Janiya, what's your decision? Go ahead. The
Oh.
floor is yours.
Exciting moment. Exciting moment. Hold on, the camera. It's trying to get the camera to come on.
You just gotta hit the button that says camera.
Camera? Duh.
It's right next to the mute button.
It's not coming on. It's
the what do you call it? The dramatic pause. I wouldn't be surprised if she's about to come downstairs to like. Matter of fact, yeah, just come downstairs.
yeah. Hold on.
Just come down. Of course.
All right, so you said Virginia State.
So it's Virginia State, ODU, Norfolk State, Winston-Salem, and NC Central.
All right, so she go to North Carolina, man. We might have to take the trip, but I might have to help.
You ready?
You.
Yeah, we gotta get a drum roll.
Nothing.
You ready? All right, come on. There you have it. Let's get some horns. Let's get some horns. Yeah.
Nice.
So she chose North Carolina Central.
I did.
That's what's up. All right, so all right, so I got a question. What made you choose North Carolina Central?
Well, it's not too far from home, and it has my major, forensic science.
Oh man!
And it has a good research program, and the school is nice. So.
Okay. Shout out to you. Now I watch a lot of Discovery ID TV. You watch Discovery ID TV? You watch it?
No.
Hey, niece, I'm about to put you on the game. You got to get into Discovery ID TV. They got forensic files. They got all that sort of stuff, man. It'll change your life, man.
Yeah, well. Oh, I got my hat too here. I got my little hat here.
Got your dad cap?
And then I was gonna put my hoodie on, but we got a battle tonight, so I got my hoodie too. See, boom, boom, boom. You know, so yeah. So oh my gosh. So all y'all gonna come down here. So now everybody's coming down here, and I'm about to get out the way.
Got the whole fat.
And then I y'all.
Hey, so I do got a question, right? Are
What's
y'all
up?
gonna wear family sweatshirts and t-shirts when you take her down there? Like
You said what now?
Like when you take her down there to enroll her, like are y'all gonna dress up like everybody wear like the
Man, no, man, get out of here. No. Man, no. We it ain't no. Okay. All right, so we can get you off of here.
Congrats, niece. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah. You gonna stay down here the whole time?
No.
So she said she want to talk sports.
Okay.
I don't. I have homework.
So I got a question for you.
I'll be right back.
What'd you think about the Brittany Grinder situation?
No, I actually have no clue.
You have no clue. All right, so let me ask you an easier question. How did y'all season go this year?
Oh. It didn't. I played well, but it didn't go as you would think. You wouldn't expect your senior year to go like that.
Okay. So the question is, everybody knows you're going to North Carolina Central. Are you planning to play basketball there?
I am.
You are? Okay. So what position are you playing now?
Now, well, my most comfortable position is like the 4 spot, so a power forward. But going into college, I'll probably have to get more comfortable with being more of a guard. So
if what do you think your biggest strength is on the court? Like what do you bring to a program?
Defense, for sure.
Okay.
It's my strong suit.
what do you feel that you need to work on at the next level?
My offensive game, or honestly, just being more confident offensively, and shooting the ball more. So that comes with like confidence and all that.
So the last time I saw you play, one critique I have is I think you're unselfish as a player.
Yes, I get that a lot.
I think you're unselfish as a player. I think you have the offensive skills. I just think that you think about the team first, opposed to really going out there and getting yours. But that was just the last time I seen you. You probably changed a little bit, but that would be my advice to you is be more selfish.
No, she
Yes.
can't. No,
Yeah.
she cannot. Man, get out of my seat.
My seat now.
Move.
Just the Janiya show. Okay, I'm kidding. I'll leave.
You don't gotta leave, but you gotta move. All right, y'all. I'm back. Did y'all miss me? Did y'all miss me?
Hey, I was getting used to. No, I'm just playing.
Wow. All right. Well. Just for the record, off the record, she can't beat me in no basketball. It ain't happening. But you know, my leg, I'm healed now. Girl.
So let me ask y'all. Hold on, you got the hoop outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like who's the king or queen of that hoop? Like who runs the household with the hoop? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, what up, Mariah?
Oh, y'all want me to put my hat on?
Yes.
This is kind of tough because I am a Virginia State Trojan, but I do it for the family.
Daddy's not about you.
It's good point. You're right, Mariah. You're right, Mariah. It's not about me. It's about, and this joint is kind of little too, yo. Yeah. So she's headed to North Carolina. I don't know when she's leaving, but sometime.
Man, that's got to be a proud feeling, man.
Absolutely. I put my Atlanta hat on there since they won a championship. All right. So what else we got to talk about?
Man, we got to talk about Russell Wilson.
So they got one more person. One more person wants to say hi to everybody. 1, 2, 3. You ready? All right. Say what's up.
What up, X? What up, man?
You doing good? You doing good? Just stop, boy. Say hello to everybody.
Hello.
So stop. So you happy your sister picked a school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Xavier, what are you looking at? All right. So all right. Bye. See you later. Oh gosh. All right. Mariah, move. Yeah. So all right. So again, let's get some horns for Janiya.
Let's get some horns for Mariah
Mariah behind me.
Hey, Mariah behind you.
Yeah. So, but all right, Russell Wilson, you want to be part of the show?
Yeah.
Now she wants to be part of the show. All right. Yeah. So Russell Wilson went to he got traded to Washington, and No, I'm sorry. He got traded to Denver. I'm sorry. It was Carson Wentz.
We'll get to that too, but go ahead.
Yeah. So Russell Wilson went to Denver, and some people may say that that they gave up too much, but I don't think so. You look at what the Rams did. And I mean they hit, and I wouldn't be surprised if Denver makes a couple other moves, to better their team. And hey, man, they got pieces.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the first rounder this year, right? That they gave. I believe it was number 12. They would have ended up being forced into picking a quarterback, which there's not really any top quarterback prospects,
right?
Especially not better than Russell Wilson. And then if he comes in and he has a good season, they win a lot of games. The next year's first round draft pick is going to be at the back half of the draft anyway. So
right.
I don't really think they gave up too much, as the Rams kind of proved. And I think a lot of people will rethink their philosophy. Is sometimes proven veterans that can play is better than potential.
Mhm.
And if you can go all in and you can win with it, then the price is I mean, it's worth it. I personally, and this is where we're about to debate a little bit, I don't know if that makes them a Super Bowl contender.
So here, I don't think that makes them a Super Bowl. I agree. That one move doesn't make them a Super Bowl contender. If they, and I'm just thinking out loud because I'd rather Bobby Wagner go to Dallas, but if they go ahead and get like a Bobby Wagner, and then they go get, let's just say, a Zadarius Smith, and let's say they go get another because they're gonna have another tight end. Let's just say they get a tight end.
Miller's thinking about coming back too.
Oh, I mean, so I'll say this right now: they're not a Super Bowl contender, right? But I'm telling you what, they gonna make some noise. And I will say this: I don't think people should think that Seattle's gonna be in complete rebuild. I don't think that Drew Lock is that bad of a quarterback. I think that where he was at in Denver, it just didn't work. You got somebody like Pete Carroll, and I mean, they're saying DK's on the block, but I don't know if you keep DK and you got Noah Fant, and you maybe draft a running back and shore up the O line. I mean, you got a lot of work to do, but I don't think they may. As of right now, I don't think they're in complete rebuild. But I tell you what, Denver, I mean, because they have the weapons offensively. I mean, and their defense is legit. So you add a couple pieces to a solid defense already. Yeesh.
So, I mean, this might be the new formula to winning, right? So you look at
NBA. Yeah, the NFL will become the NBA.
Well, yeah, you look at what Tampa Bay did, right? They built their team, got a really good team, and then they brought in Tom Brady. You look at the Rams. The Rams built their team, said, all right, we need to upgrade our quarterback. They brought in Matt Stafford. Right. If Russell Wilson is able to pull off a Super Bowl win, which, I mean, I still don't think it makes them a contender. It makes them more competitive. You definitely have to put them in the argument. If they win, then you start maybe looking at these teams. Okay, well, let's build our team through the draft, and then let's figure out swing for the fences and try to get like an Aaron Rodgers or a Russell Wilson or one of these guys that aren't necessarily happy but can bring us over the edge. So
absolutely. So
you might just put up Lockett. That was good.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be interesting because everybody knows the AFC is loaded, right? The AFC is loaded. I mean, they lost the last two Super Bowls, but whatever. The AFC is loaded. And it's one of those. It's one of those. They beat up on each other because I mean the young quarterbacks in the AFC with you got Burrow and Allen and Jackson and Mahomes and what's his name in Tennessee? Tannehill. I'm joking, man. I'm joking. but you got a ton of young quarterbacks in the AFC, and I mean they're gonna be beating each other up. I mean, and even in that division, I mean, look at the quarterbacks: Mahomes, Carr, Herbert, and Russell Wilson. I don't know if you have a better division of quarterbacks. I don't know if you have a better division of quarterbacks.
The one thing I always give Russell Wilson is he knows how to win.
Mm-hmm.
He figures out somehow, some way how to win. And you put that running game, and you put the receiving core, and you put that defense with the leadership and him knowing how to just figure out how to win games. I mean, yeah, they're a force to be reckoned with out there in the AFC. All right, so let's get to the Commanders. Uh,
All right, hold on. The command. I think that's the first time we've said that on the show.
let's get to
Okay.
the Commanders. All
The
right.
Commanders. Okay, you start. You start because
Yeah,
you start.
I already know. All right, so the Commanders strike out. They don't get Russell Wilson. They were going to give equal value that the Broncos did, but they didn't want to trade them in the NFC. All right, it's fine. Somehow, some way, they find themselves with Carson Wentz. What are your thoughts on that, man?
So here's the thing. I'm not laughing because I don't think Carson Wentz is a good football player now, and I'm laughing at the Washington fans. They are utterly disgusted. They are all right. So
He's an upgrade. He is a upgrade.
He is an upgrade, right? But they don't see it that way. They see that what they see is, damn man, we could have got Russell Wilson. You didn't get Russell Wilson. We could have got Deshaun Watson. Well, we don't know what's gonna happen with Deshaun Watson. It's all of these things, right? And so I got a phone call today because I was working hard today, and I got a phone call, and this is how the phone call went. I said, "Hello, yo, you busy?" Nah. Carson effing Wentz. I said, what are you talking about? We got Carson effing Wentz. I said, to Washington? And I went and looked. He was disgusted. If LeVar's out there, LeVar, man, it's gonna be okay. Washington fans is gonna listen. Here's the thing. What would you have rather them do? Stick with Heineke? Go get Jameis Winston? I don't know. I think getting Carson Wentz can, you know,
they got him for cheap.
Yeah, you gave him a couple of mid-round picks. Yeah. You got to pick back. I mean,
so look, right? It's all
Commander Carson.
Commander Carson. You know what was surprising though?
What's up?
Watching him go to Indianapolis. And his guy said after 1 year, like, nah, this ain't the same Wentz. This is not the same Wentz. We'll figure out another option. We'll figure out another direction.
And they didn't even have they didn't even say, yo, let us get Heineke. You know what I mean? They said, yo, we just gonna go with we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go along. We'll get one of these quarterbacks in the draft. Yo, they is Brissett still there?
Yeah, they was probably thinking like, you know what, we'll just roll with him. He can give us what. I mean, so here's the thing, right? We watch Indianapolis. I think throughout the year, you know, we have our teams, but we started rooting for Indianapolis. I mean, you know, they did the midseason Hard Knocks. It was amazing what Jonathan Taylor was doing last year. So I found myself rooting for Carson Wentz in Indianapolis because I wanted to see if they could get in the playoffs. But the reality of it, his final 2 season games were horrific. I mean, down the stretch, I mean, he was terrible. And he's the last 2 or 3 years, he's just got like a negative reputation. Like he was damn near chased out of Philly. They didn't care. It was just like, yo, get out of here. He goes back to his guy to where, you know, they're supposed to have some sort of magical season, and he looked like a shell of himself. And that didn't pan out. And then now he's in Washington, and it's gonna be interesting. I will say this though, Jimmy G to the Colts. I don't know if that's necessarily an upgrade over Carson Wentz.
Man, yes, it is. I mean, it's about even. It's not last year's Carson Wentz. I mean, there were times he was like, "Yo, Wentz, what are you doing?" You know, but Jimmy G's a winner, man. Jimmy G's a winner. You know, he's a winner. So I'll say this.
Let me ask you this real quick. What are the odds that we ever see 2017 Carson Wentz?
Very low.
Very low.
So 2017 Carson Wentz should have been MVP.
Had he not got hurt, would have been.
Had he not got hurt, and I mean that started it. He just kept on getting hurt. He, you know, I mean, all you got to do is say Nick Foles, and it's a wrap. I wouldn't be surprised if they were saying that, like, when that's what the Jags was doing, just saying Nick Foles is coming to get your job. That's why he played so damn bad. I don't know, man. Carson Wentz, he is an upgrade for Washington. I'll say that. I still don't think he's a bad quarterback. I'll tell you this also. Washington does have more weapons than overall than Indianapolis. I mean, but they don't got a Jonathan Taylor. They don't have a Jonathan Taylor, but Washington has a better receiving core. If you take
they've got one better receiver.
No, all the receivers except for Pittman in Indianapolis stink. They're terrible. T.Y. Hilton ain't the T.Y. Hilton of old. Zach, whatever his name is.
So I give him McLaren is better than every single person on.
Absolutely. But they got that other young boy.
Pittman is better than everybody except for McLaren.
Okay, so we're talking about the number one receivers. You take Pittman. So here's the thing: you take McLaren off of Washington, not take him off of Washington, but you take him out of the lineup, and Washington still has some pieces on with their receivers. They still have some people. You take Pittman, you're not throwing the ball. You're not throwing the ball. You're gonna run Jonathan Taylor 50 times, 50 without Pittman.
All right, so let's take this angle, right? You look at the Washington football team.
Well, they're the Commanders now. Yeah,
I keep screwing up. Well, the Commanders, right? How close were they to making the playoffs?
The Commanders?
Yeah,
not close at all. I mean, but they got ravaged with COVID and injuries. I don't know if they would have made the playoffs, but they could have been a wild card.
Could Carson Wentz possibly put them to the next level?
That's so unfair because the Colts, because the year before. Now here's the thing: the year before the Colts got Carson Wentz, they were in the playoffs and they almost won the playoff game. And then the following season, they need one game to get to the playoffs and they can't beat the Jag.
I mean, I heard a report that the Giants are looking at Matt Trubisky. I mean, they're going to make a hard run. Yeah, Mitchell.
So what you're telling me is that these
Carson Wentz is definitely better than Mitchell Trubisky.
Absolutely. So what you're telling me is that these teams they're just trying to give the Cowboys the division. That's what you're telling me. I mean, because this is terrible.
I mean, so you look at that division, right? It has the potential to have Mitchell Trubisky, Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz. And I mean, Dak's easily. I'm not even going to put Dak in that discussion because that wouldn't be fair. So if you start to really look at it, Carson Wentz could beat those guys.
Absolutely.
And I mean, he's beat Dak before.
Whoa. When?
You know, maybe in 2017, maybe around 2000.
He might have beat him once. Yeah, he beat him one time out of like 8 games.
So he's beat him before. So I mean, if you're a Commanders fan and you look at it, if they get Carson Wentz, he's an upgrade for Heineke. Hey man, I can see it.
What can you see? What can you see?
I can see possibly a road to the playoffs. I mean, I can see it.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
a road to the playoffs.
Hey man,
playoffs.
Yeah, it's a possibility now. It's not too far off.
I think it's time to go, yo. I think I got a battle to take care. I will not let you do this to me. so
I mean, I can see it. I mean, if Carson Wentz comes in there and plays just decent.
Uh-huh.
Just decent. And you said it, and the more I'm thinking of it, Washington does have some weapons. And if that defense ever lives up to the potential, I mean they can make the playoffs. I'm not going to say they're going to win the division, but I mean, just like Philly snuck in, the Commanders.
I'll say this. You're right, because right now the NFC looks like food. Like you look at that NFC South, right? I think they're gonna get a team in by default, right? They'll get a team in by default. Then you look at the NFC North, the Packers are gonna make the playoffs. I'm not gonna make that mistake this year. I promise you that. The Packers are gonna win that division. When we do our preseason picks, I'm telling y'all now, I'm picking the Packers to win the NFC North. But then you have the NFC
West.
And the NFC West, I mean, the NFC West is going to get 3 teams in again because, ultimately by default, they're going to get 3 teams in. And I mean, but there's going to be a team that sneaks us, maybe is one of those NFC South teams, because I wouldn't take away too much from the Saints. I mean, they'll probably end up winning that division. I mean, that division that is probably going to be the worst division in football.
I mean, they don't have Sean Payton anymore. I mean, so we don't know what that looks like without him. Like without Sean Payton, I mean, could be a little bit different. Atlanta, I mean, I'm not so sold on Matt Ryan. I mean, Carolina, I mean, they haven't really went out there and wooed a whole bunch of people. So, I mean, you start really looking at who's left in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
If the Commanders go a little bit above 500, pull out maybe a 10-7 record, which, I mean, you look at Wentz's track record, I mean, that's not too outside the realm. Yeah, I mean, the path of the playoffs is there. I mean, and this other thing, too, that we got to take into account.
Mm-hmm.
They gave up a 3rd rounder. 4. There might have been a pair of 3rd rounders.
Yeah, I think it was 2 seconds and 2 thirds or something like that. 2 2s and 2 3s or something like that. Those
they put it in a 2 form.
I know. I'm almost certain that they gave up a
2 3s. Oh, if they put it in a 2 form, they were tripping. Nah, they ain't put it in.
Hey, hold on. So
let
me ask you this. Hold on. Let me ask you this, because we did talk about Aaron Rodgers. What about Jordan Love to the Colts? He's young. He's Jonathan Taylor's. I think they were the same draft class, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but anytime you give Aaron Rodgers the back like
that,
he
has to go.
Yeah, he's not whatever faith they had in Jordan Love during that week where Rodgers was trying to figure it out, hosting Jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
He lost all that.
Yeah,
like they gotta have no confidence in Jordan Love. Jordan Love was supposed to be the future, and they said screw it. Like we missed.
Yeah.
That's what the money was. They were telling Aaron Rodgers, we apologize.
Yep.
We missed on this deal. We got to retain you because we don't have a good succession plan. We thought we did, but we don't have a good succession plan.
Yeah, they was like, yeah, he's not you. Like it was easy for us to get rid of Brett Favre. He ain't you. So here's the thing. So the Colts got the Commanders' 3rd round picks in 22 and 23. That 23 3rd rounder can become a 2nd round selection if Wentz plays 70% of Washington's snaps. They swapped this year's 2nd round picks. So the Colts moved up 5 spots from 47 to 42.
Yeah, so a pair of 3s for him. Now a pair of 3s and a pair of 2s. I'd have been like, nah, you're tripping.
Yeah.
A pair of 3s for him. That's not bad. And then if he does play 70% of their snaps, he's going to have to be winning. Because I want to tell you that Commander fan base is not going to put up with that crap that the Colts were putting up with. No, I'm serious.
The Commander fan base.
That is not.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That is such a cheesy name. I'm sorry, man. We ain't really talk about, but that is a very cheesy name, man.
You know what makes it cheesy? Because they switched it up when I was watching. I was liking the Washington football team. Like, just as I was getting used to that, I was like, you know what? I can get used to the ring of this. They switched it up. Like, oh, man, what the hell is a Commander?
Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens in regards. We'll see what happens in regards to Carson Wentz. I honestly think that they're going to be average. You know, there's some games that they can win, and you know what? It's still early in the offseason, so we're going to see. You know what other moves they make. I don't think we're going to see how the draft goes. You know, we see how the draft goes. Lastly, before we get out of here, did you watch any of the combine?
Just a little bit. I did see the lineman.
Yes, that's the only person I want to talk about. This dude is from Georgia. Ran a sub 5.4. I think he ran a 4.7 or something like that at what was he 300 and some change?
378, wasn't he?
Huh?
I thought he was 378.
I don't know. I can't even remember how much he weighed, but that's ridiculous. Okay, that's ridiculous. For someone that big to run that fast. I mean, that's scary, man. So and I believe he's gonna be. I believe he's gonna be. He's definitely gonna be top 10. I'm certain of it. Certain of it.
Do you think that we put too much emphasis into those workouts?
Some of it. I mean, I think honestly, the 40s are it's like, I mean, it is the 40s, but I think that's for like the glitz and the glim, because you know you don't. I don't want to say too much stock. I think they put too much stock into a 40 time. Yeah, I do, but I think you should
still be fast and not play fast.
Huh?
I say you could be a fast player and just not play fast. I've seen guys that they look slow as dirt on, video, and guys that they say, oh yeah, that guy runs a 4.8, but nobody seems to be able to catch him. So
yeah, man. I mean, but I do think that this class, like the class of quarterbacks, I think this class of quarterbacks are going to be. I think that they're going to ultimately. I don't think it's going to be the greatest class, but I think they're going to be solid players as far as quarterback. I'm just talking about the quarterbacks. I think that they're going to be solid players. Now Pickett and Willis, I think have the possibility to be like amazing. Willis, I really do hope that he like takes off, but he could ball. I mean, and I believe he was at Auburn first and then transferred to Liberty, which is not really sure. One other thing, and then we could get out of here. There was a linebacker or a lineman, I'm sorry, and I want to find out what happened. But he only benched like did like 2 reps on a bench press at 225. I'm hoping that he was hurt.
might have been.
There's no way you play football at Penn State and can only bench press 225 twice. I'm hoping that he was hurt.
Probably is going to show out at Pro Day. He'd be all right.
Yeah. So, all right, man. I think we just about done here. We'll definitely be back next week. Again, shout out to Janiya. Congratulations to her on one, getting accepted into all of those schools, and two, you know, choosing NC Central. I'm not mad at it at all. Not one bit. The player that his name is Arnold Ebiketie. Yeah, I'm mispronouncing his name, and I know he's African and whatever. I don't care. It is what it is. But yeah. So yeah, man. We out of here. This is Off the Record. I'm Anthony Adebayo.
Boy, Scotty B, man.
And we out.
We off the record. Anthony Adebayo. We off the record.
With you there, but if you're a coach, do you take that chance?
Yes.
You can reach us at the Off the Record Show at gmail.com. We off the record. Anthony Adebayo. We off the record. And the most accurate sports coverage. We off the record. Scotty B's Fantasy 5. We off the record. We off the record.
We're different from any other.